Good morning. This meeting of the Blair County Board of Commissioners is called to order. We'll begin with a moment of silent reflection, after which we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Chief Clerk, Nicole Heminger, is at another meeting this morning, and so Allison Senkovich, our Assistant County Administrator, will be subbing in for her. Allison, do we have anyone joining us remotely this morning?
Yes, we have two people. The first, I think, is Lindsay Dempsey.
Present.
Thanks, Lindsay. And then can the other person identify themselves for the minutes, please?
Pete Weeks is here, District Attorney.
Thanks, Pete. That's roll, sir.
Okay, thank you. Before we have public comment, it was inadvertently missed on the agenda this morning. We do have a CCAP priority talk. It won't be now, but it's public comment first. But we just wanted to make that announcement. And Commissioner Webster will be addressing the second CCAP legislative priority for 2023, which is that very critical issue of 911 funding. Is there any public comment at this time? All right, Commissioner Webster, you're on.
Looks like we're doing it now. Good morning, everyone. As you all know, the county is tasked with the responsibility of operating the 911 and emergency management, which are very, very important. And CCAP has recognized this as a very important issue that we need assistance with from the state. We have been tasked with providing public safety, specifically emergency management and the operations of the 911 system. This system allows citizens to call when they are in danger or in an emergency situation and they need help. In the legislature, in order to meet the needs of Pennsylvanians, the counties work with PEMA, the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, the legislature, and organizations with expertise in telecommunications, equipment, and services to expand and perfect the technology and to plan for, develop, and fund the needs for the counties. Emergency services technology has evolved into more reliable systems, but these are very expensive. Pennsylvania counties, including Blair, are in need of technology upgrades. Traditionally, this has been funded through taxes on the use of phone landlines and cable services. But with the increase in cell phones and computers, those revenue sources are quickly dissipating. As a result, CCAP and the county members are working with PEMA, the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, legislative committees, emergency management professionals, and other interested parties on reforms in order to fund the systems. PEMA continues to push for resource sharing, collaboration, and consolidation of systems to sustain the high cost of the 911 systems. The funding subcommittee met on March 9th. Director Jeff Boyles, that's the director of PEMA, shared the new projections for the state legislature to increase the 911 surcharge to $2.03. That's just a proposal. But some of that will also be used for the 988 system, which is the new suicide and crisis line. Here in Blair County, we were able to obtain funding because we are a part of an emergency management cooperative that has made it possible to obtain funding as a group rather than trying to pay for these upgrades with taxpayer dollars. We used the funding to invest in the new Next Generation 911 system, and that's what it's called, Next Gen 911. And its installation here in Blair County is complete. We are working with the legislature and with PEMA to resolve the funding issue regarding the surcharge on the cell phones and computers before that funding expires in 2024.
Thank you, Commissioner Webster. That is certainly an important priority. Public safety is an important priority for every county, and ours no less, so we appreciate that report. We're going to go through now unfinished business, so Allison, if you will take us through that, please.
I'm sorry, before we start, I'm just going to start the recording.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nope, I'm sorry.
Recording has started.
I'm so
We
sorry.
have to do it all over, Commissioner
I'm
Webster.
sorry.
I'm sure the audience doesn't want to hear that again.
Okay.
Next gen,
Sorry,
okay?
we're going to see if it works.
I apologize. Your first resolution for adoption today is 205, that is approving a proposal of service contract between the County of Blair through the Blair County Agricultural Land Preservation Board and Keller Engineers for surveying the James and Linda Negley Farm located in Houston Township, Blair County, in the lump sum total of $4,675.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 205?
Commissioner Webster, I will make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second?
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 206 is approving a proposal of service contract between the County of Blair through the Blair County Agricultural Land Preservation Board and Keller Engineers, Inc. for surveying the Detweiler McCutcheon Farm located in Tyrone Township, Blair County, in the lump sum total of $5,450.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 206?
Yes, I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Webster. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 207 is approving the resubmission of a COVID local law enforcement support subgrant application to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency and the reduced budget amount of $4.3 million for portable radios and related hardware for the project period of January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024.
I'll make a motion for the adoption of Resolution 207. Is there a second?
Commissioner Webster, I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 208 is approving a no-cost period of performance extension of September 1st, 2020 through August 2024, granted by the Federal Emergency Management Agency for the State Homeland Security Grant as outlined on your agenda.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 208?
Commissioner Webster, I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 209, approving the annual license agreement and Tier 2 commodity hazard vulnerability analysis between the County of Blair on behalf of the Department of Emergency Services and Aristatech for 8 PEA CWMD licenses with Tier 2 integration and commodity hazard vulnerability analysis in the total amount of $5,950 the period of April 15, 23 through April 14, 2024.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 209?
Commissioner Webster, I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 210, approving the fiscal year 22-23 intellectual disability and early intervention contract between the County of Blair and the Southern Allegheny Service Management Group, SASMG, for the period of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
I'll make the motion for the adoption of Resolution 210. Is there a second?
Commissioner Webster, second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 211 is approving a fiscal year 22-23 renewal purchase of service agreement and a HIPAA business associate agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Pence Run Youth Services for the period of July 1st, 22 through June 30th, 2023.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 211?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 212, approving a letter of agreement between the County of Blair on behalf of the Juvenile Probation Office and Blair Family Solutions LLC for the coordination of services for a period of 5 years from the date of signature. And the LOA shall automatically renew for subsequent 1-year term unless otherwise amended or terminated.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 212?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Resolution 213, approving a resolution approving the following fees for the Blair County Tax Claim Bureau and rescinding all prior resolutions regarding fees effective immediately, and those rates are outlined on your agenda.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 213?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution 214, approving to amend the agreement between the County of Blair on behalf of the Tax Claim Bureau and Palmetto Posting dated February 11, 2020 for posting and serving delinquent tax notices on properties on which delinquent and valorum property taxes are owed as follows, with all of their terms and conditions remaining in full force and effect, and those are outlined on your agenda as well.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 214?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Resolution 215, approving a service contract between the County of Blair and Center Communications for installation, both vehicle and building, vehicle upfitting, programming, and repairs to communications equipment at the rates attached to the contract.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 215?
Mr. Webster, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Resolution 216, approving change order number 2 received from Quality Bridge and Fab in the credit amount of $4,950 and recommendation of the final payment to Quality Bridge and Fab, Inc. in the total amount of $25,325.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 216?
Commissioner Webster, so moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Resolution 217, approving change order number 1 received from Francis J. Palo, additional guide rail repairs to bridge number 1 and bridge number 6 in the total increased amount of $12,600.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 217?
Commissioner Webster, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
And lastly, Resolution 218, approving change order number 2 received from Francis J. Palo for the sharing of office space in the credited amount of $4,000.
Is there a motion for the adoption of Resolution 218?
Commissioner Webster, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. It's approved. Thank you, Allison. We have completed all the unfinished business. There is no old business under the agenda. There is one new business item, number 8 in the agenda from the District Attorney's Office, and we're joined remotely this morning by District Attorney Pete Weeks. Good morning, District Attorney Weeks.
Pete, are you with us?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You're on.
Hello?
Yeah, we're ready for, we can hear you, Pete, but we're ready for your agenda.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, the mics have trouble picking up. Good morning, Commissioners. I am grateful that you guys let me appear remotely today as we are in a training in State College. But I have essentially a situation where there has been a motion filed for the recusal of the District Attorney's Office or dismissal of the District Attorney's Office on a criminal action citing a conflict. Preliminarily, no conflict has been identified, but we, the District Attorney's Office, are seeking to retain the services of Attorney Gracie through the firm of Saxton and Stump, as they essentially have expertise in the area of identifying conflicts We would certainly like to do that prior to any allegations of ethical misconduct. To avoid something like that, there is a engagement letter that has been forwarded to the commissioners. The estimation by Attorney Gracie is that it will take between 2 and 5 hours to provide us with an opinion, and he has reduced his rates to $500 an hour. So the fees that we are requesting are in the amount of up to $10,000. But again, the estimate he provided was between 2 and 5 hours, so it could be less than that.
Thank you, District Attorney Weeks. Are there any questions for Mr. Weeks?
No.
And District Attorney Weeks, I assume you would like action on that this morning. Is that correct?
Yes, I would move for the adoption of the resolution authorizing me to engage Saxon and Stump for their legal services. And the reason this is important is because in order for me to either keep or transfer the case, I would have to identify whether there is a conflict as asserted. Right now, looking at the matter on its face, I see no conflict. I've consulted unofficially with the Attorney General's office, and in our discussions, neither of us are seeing a conflict. So for those reasons, I would ask the commissioners to adopt the proposed resolution.
Okay. Commissioner Burke, would you like to make a motion at this time?
Yes, I would move to approve the letter of engagement as described on the agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Thank you, Commissioner Webster. Is there any other discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It is approved. Thank you, District Attorney Weeks. You can go back to your training.
Thank you very much.
We've reached the end of our agenda. We're going to adjourn at this time and thank everybody for their participation in today's meeting. Have a great day.